When I have something difficult or controversial to say from this pulpit, I often look up at the image of St. Martin in the window right there and feel a special sense of reassurance, because that window reminds me of the people of St. Martin's Davis in California, where I grew up. It was a community of people who listened to me and took me seriously as a boy. It was a place where I could help, and I could offer whatever I had to give, and it was gratefully received. Christmas in Davis always involved dense Tule fog. Now here in San Francisco, we have a lovely, wonderful summer fog. It kind of acts as a kind of lid between us and the hot summer sun. And it's a beautiful thing, but it's very different than the kind of Tule fog that arises from the marshes and the cold winter ground in the Central Valley. Tule fog makes you feel, it reduces visibility to about a dozen feet or so, and it makes you feel almost entirely alone. It makes you notice things. It captures your attention. It really focuses you. It makes you feel as if the whole cosmos just stopped in order to speak your name. Now, coming home at Christmas, I loved that simplicity. I would feel so close to God, gathering for those warm church services, the warm red carpet, the beautiful brass fittings, the candlelight, the familiar Christmas carols. But it was not always comfortable. After all, we do not invite the people who come to church on any occasion. There's a way in which God is the one who invites them. So you can never know who will be there. One year at Christmas, a 37-year-old former member of the congregation wearing a black trench coat strode down the center of the altar in the middle of the Eucharistic prayer and confronted the priest. And we literally were sitting in our pews, and we didn't know if he was going to kill the priest or not. It was that scary. But the two of them were able to talk. He made his protest, and the service went on. Being together is not always easy. The preacher Sam Wells talks about a struggle that's inherent in everyone's experience of Christmas. First, we can regard Christmas as primarily about doing things for other people. This involves finding just the right gift, even for someone who is difficult in our life, or preparing a fabulous Christmas meal, even when it means we're not really able to connect with our guests, or reaching out for the sake of the poor, but not really having the chance to get to know them. Now, make no mistake, doing things for other people is tremendously important, and God does things for us too. God creates us and gives us our existence. God shows us how to live together through His Son. But God does not promise to fix all our problems. God does not magically take away our pain. The prophet Isaiah says, "Behold, a virgin shall conceive, and his name shall be Emmanuel." The name Emmanuel means God with us. And that is a very different way of having Christmas, focusing on with rather than for. Christmas has to do with God's longing to be with us, even in desperate moments, even when, although we're surrounded by others, we feel alone, even during depressing Christmases, and even during tragic ones. But even when I'm not physically able to return home to Davis, God has given me something through those Christmas services that I shall have forever. I want to finish with a poem by Marie Howe called The Annunciation. Even if I don't see it again, nor ever feel it, I know it is, and that if once it hailed me, it ever does. And so it is myself I want to turn in that direction, not as towards a place, but it was a tilting within myself, as one turns a mirror to flash the light to where it isn't. I was blinded like that, and swam in what shone at me, only able to endure it by being no one. And so specifically myself, I thought I'd die from being loved like that. Although we do not have Tule Fog here, I pray that you will find some kind of simplicity and silence during this holy season. May the moment come when you feel the love in creation that is the source of our life speaking your name.